Hey there! Today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, how you can literally become the architect of your own future, no matter what your past looks like. All right, let's just jump right in with something that's going to sound, well, pretty radical. Get this. Your present or past results have absolutely nothing to do with what's going to happen. Yeah, I know. That probably flies in the face of everything you've ever learned about success and failure.
And if you're sitting there thinking, that's impossible, hey, you're not alone. But just hang on, stick with me here, because we're going to break down exactly why it's not only possible, but why this one shift in your thinking can literally change everything for you.
Okay, so first things first, we got to understand the big mental roadblock that pretty much all of us face. Let's call it the results trap.
This is a habit that's so deep inside us, we don't even see it happening. Think about it. We look at our bank balance, or how our business is doing, or we think about past mistakes, and we let all that stuff, that current reality, basically write the script for our future. It's this sneaky, subconscious loop that just keeps us stuck.
And that leads to a really great way to think about this. It's like we're trying to drive our lives forward, but we're staring into the rearview mirror the whole time. Yeah, it shows you where you've been, for sure, but you can't drive forward safely looking back, right? The real action, the real opportunity is right there in front of you, through the windshield. That's where all the possibilities are. So the whole game is about shifting our focus from that little mirror to that big, wide-open view ahead.
So, why? Why do we do this? What's really going on behind this results trap? Well, that brings us to our next piece of the puzzle, the outside world dictator. Okay, this is the absolute key right here. We let the outside world, the facts, the figures, what's happening around us, we give it permission to control our inside world, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. It's like we've set up this one-way street where everything external gets to call the shots on how we feel internally. And you see this play out all the time in real life, right? That number in your bank account, it's just a fact, but we let it make us feel either anxious or secure. A business that didn't work out in the past, that creates doubt and fear about the future. We're literally letting these external data points define who we are on the inside, and that, of course, dictates what we do next. So, the big question is, how do we break this cycle? How do we stop letting the outside world run the show? Well, the key is to tap into these incredibly powerful tools we all have built right in. They're called our intellectual factors.
So what on earth are these? Basically, your intellectual factors are your higher-level thinking abilities. We're talking about your imagination, your willpower, how you perceive things. It's your mind's amazing ability to create a vision of the future you want, totally separate from what's happening right now. Honestly, this is your superpower.
Okay, so remember that driving metaphor? If looking at your past is like staring in the rearview mirror, then using your intellectual factors, that's like programming your mind's GPS. You get to decide the destination, that big goal you want to hit, and your mind just starts figuring out the way to get there, no matter where you're starting from today. And this really shows the difference, right? On one hand, you're thinking from your results. That means you're just reacting all the time to whatever the world throws your way. But on the other hand, when you start thinking with your intellect, bam, you take charge of your inner world. You go from being reactive to being creative. You're no longer stuck in the past. You're focused on the future that you are actively building. Okay, theory is great, but how do you actually do this, right? Let's get practical. Let's talk about how you become the architect of your future. Now, the first thing to get, and this is super important, is that this isn't some kind of magic trick. It's really about consciously breaking an old, unhelpful mental habit and then deliberately building a new, powerful one. And just like any other skill, yeah, it's going to take some practice. So here's a simple 4-step way to practice this. First step, observe. Just look at your current situation and acknowledge it. No judgment, just, okay, this is where I am. Step 2, detach. This one's the game changer. You have to see those results as just neutral data. It's not a report card on who you are. Then, step 3, engage. This is the fun part. This is where you fire up those intellectual factors and you build a super clear, vivid picture of what you really want. And finally, step 4, act. You make your next move based on that vision of where you're going, not based on the data of where you've been. All right. As we start to wrap this up, let's pull all of this together into one final clear takeaway. So, what's the bottom line here? What should you really walk away with? Number 1, your past results are just data. They are not your destiny. Number 2, the outside world only has the power over you that you give it. And number 3, your imagination, your ability to create a vision, that is your single most powerful tool for making a change. You put all that together, and it's undeniable. You really, truly are the architect of your future.
And that brings us right back to that crazy idea from the beginning, doesn't it? It should make a whole lot more sense now. Your present or past results have absolutely nothing to do with what's going to happen. Why? Because you are the one who's about to decide what happens next.
So I'll leave you with this final, powerful question. If your past isn't your destination, then where are you going to decide to go next?